In this video, I'm going to show how to use Bin4ry's latest rooting toolkit, which works on many 2011 and 2012 phones running both Ice Cream Sandwich and Jelly Bean. It works across different manufacturers and a lot of different models, so it's not just Sony devices. To start off, there's a list of confirmed devices on which it works, including all the 2012 Sony Xperias, the S, the Ion, etc., as well as the Google Nexus 7, the HTC One S, and the new LG Optimus G in Canada, which is later on in this video. Make sure you read the description and the original thread for any updates. If your phone isn't found in the list, you can always do a search on the thread, and if no one's tried it, you can try it at your own risk. As you can see on this notice, normal mode will not wipe your data, so there shouldn't be any issue, but as always, when you're modifying your phone, always back up your data. To start off, you're going to have to make sure that your device can be connected in USB debugging mode. So go into your device, and when you plug it into your computer, you shouldn't have any issues in Device Manager. This typically requires you to install drivers or software from your manufacturer. So visit their web pages and download the software for your phone. Here's a page for an LG phone. Here's a page for the Samsung S3. Here's the page for the HTC One X. And for Sony phones, you need both Update Service and PC Companion installed. If you're trying to do this on the Xperia tablet, I have created an automated driver installer. If all else fails, just Google it. There's tons and tons of web pages that show how to get the drivers for your phone, so please don't comment asking, how do I get drivers for phone ABC? Once you've got the software and drivers from your manufacturer installed on your computer and you've verified by connecting your phone to your computer that USB debugging mode works, then you can continue with this video. So to start off, I'm going to root my Xperia S, which I've just flashed back to stock. And just to show what version it's on, it is 4.04, build 6.1.a.2.45. And this is a generic phone, but I haven't unlocked the bootloader. So once again, to start off, you're going to go into Developer Options and check USB Debugging. And then go into Security and check off Unknown Sources. And once you've done that, you can plug in the phone. So once you've downloaded the latest version of the rooting toolkit and unzipped it, you're going to want to open up an administrator command prompt instead of running it directly, because I have run into issues when you run the file directly. So start and CMD, right click and run as administrator. Next up, you're going to want to navigate to wherever you unzip the files. So for instance, I'm in D drive, so it's D colon. If you're in E drive, it'd be E colon, or C drive, wherever you are. And you're going to want to copy this path. So right click and copy. And then once you've navigated to the right drive, so D, it's CD, change directory, space, and then right click and paste the path. As one last check to make sure that you have the drivers installed properly, as you can see there's a stuff folder here, so you're going to type in stuff and then slash ADB and space devices and hit enter. At this point it's going to load up and you should see your phone connected. If you don't see your phone here, then you've done something wrong, it's not connected, try another USB port, try reinstalling the drivers. You cannot move forward until your phone shows up here. So once again, dir to see all the files, and I'm going to go run me to run the root toolkit. So once you get into the root toolkit, number 1 is for most phones and then 2 is for the tablet. So 1 and then hit enter. As you can see here on the phone, it's going to pull up the Backup and Restore application, and what you're going to do is just hit restore. And once that's done, it's going to reboot your phone. And once the phone started up, if you go into your app drawer, you'll see Super User. Just to demonstrate that Super User is running, I'm just going to download some apps that require Super User once I get a data connection. There we go. And you should see a Super User pop up. And there you go. So this is one of the easiest rooting toolkits. All you're doing is running the toolkit and hitting restore on your phone. All done. On to the Xperia Tablet S. I'm just going to show which version it's running. Uh, 4.03, release 6, kernel 2.6.39.4, and the build number is 19210 Canadian. So once again, we're going to go into developer options, turn on USB debugging, go into security, and turn on unknown sources. Back on the computer, make sure that everything shows up properly in Device Manager. And I'm going to start up command prompt again, cmd, right click and run as administrator, and then navigate to wherever you store the files. So this is in D drive, I need to change to D cd change directory space and right click to paste. dir to see all the files. And once again, before starting, I'm going to make sure that the tablet is detected. So stuff/adb space devices. And there's the tablet. If that doesn't show up, you're going to have to use the automated tablet driver installer and set it up again. So you can't proceed until you have something listed here. Just make sure the tablet's on. And back on the command prompt, run me. This time you're going to choose 2 because it's a tablet, and then 1 to root. On the device, restore my data, and then hit OK, or hit enter, and then restore again. Once that's done, keep next step. And once it's started up, you're going to have to type in some commands. So these are the 2 commands. So slash data local and then tmp and onload.sh. And then hit enter. And then again. And now, as you can see, you've got Super User. So I'm just going to try to install an application that uses a Super User. And there's the Super User dialog box. So grant. And skip and install. And there it is. For another root app, I'm just going to install BusyBox. and install. And that's it. So despite all the errors that pop up on the command prompt, this will root your Sony Xperia Tablet S. If you still have issues with the Sony Xperia Tablet S, there is a dedicated thread specifically for the tablet. Now I'm going to show the same rootkit on the new LG Optimus G. This is the Canadian version, and it should be out in mid-November. Just going to show the software versions to start. It is on 4.04, kernel 3.0.21, and the build is IMM76L. It will get updated to Jelly Bean in the first quarter, according to LG. And just the phone's identity. The model is E973. Just to try to show the same model on the back. And there it is. So when you first plug in, you might be under charge only. If you switch over to media sync or MTP mode, it'll go into auto run. And on your computer, you're going to get an autoplay pop-up. So either run it directly, or you can open it up if you want to see what files are inside. And this will install the drivers. So once you run all that, you shouldn't get any issues in Device Manager. So I'm just going to unplug it. And once it's unplugged, once again we're going to go into developer options and security. So under developer options, turn on USB debugging, and you can only do this when the phone's unplugged. Next, go into security and check unknown sources. So once you've done those two, you can plug it back in. And make sure you select charge only. So once again on your computer, you're going to open up an administrator command prompt. So start, CMD, right click and make sure you're running as administrator. And then you're just going to navigate to wherever you've unzipped the files. So on my computer it's in D, so to switch drives it's D:, or C:, so D:, and then copy the path wherever you unzip the files. So copy, and then the command is CD, which is change directory, space, and then you right click to paste the path. And there, that should get you into where all the files are. dir lists all the files. So once again, make sure the phone's on, and then run me. You're going to choose number 1 for normal mode, and hit enter. So on your phone, you're going to get the restore dialog, and then just click on restore my data. So it's going to run through, and on the computer it's going to go through the rooting toolkit. So once this finishes, you can unplug it. And if I go into the Play Store, just going to show Super User first. And there it is. So once I get a data connection, I'm going to go into the Play Store and install an app that needs root. And there it is. Super User dialog. Host names. And download and install. So as demonstrated, the Root Toolkit works on multiple devices from multiple manufacturers. If your specific model isn't listed, it may still work and you can try it at your own risk. But as always, know how to restore and back up your phone. And before asking any questions, make sure you read the description and read the original thread. Once again, thanks for watching.